Welcome in. Hope you all are having a good Monday. I'm dealing with a little bit of a delay on my feed over here, so I can see the comments. But anyway, welcome. Hope everybody is doing well. I'll bring this a little closer so I can see it. So tonight I'm doing something a little different. It's a little too hot outside right now for me to stand out in the backyard and barbecue. So tonight we're doing corn shins. I got a couple of these little guys right here. I'm going to pat them dry real quick and start the process. First things first, I'm going to get the potatoes put into the pot. So we'll start with the potatoes. The recipe calls for a pound of potatoes. This is a 2-pound bag. So I'm going to do about half a bag. That seems about half. Let's see what's going on in here. Welcome everybody. Susie, welcome. Tammy, welcome. Nancy, welcome. Hurley's, welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome everybody. So these potatoes, I'm going to quarter them, and they're just the red potatoes. Quarter them, throw them in the pot. When I was thinking of ideas of what to make for tonight, I wanted to do something that was, maybe something that you can do while you're camping or caravanning or whatever. Basically everything's going to be cooking in one pot. So I hope that, and this is totally something you can do over a campfire too. I'm using the cast iron Dutch oven, and it's pretty straightforward, pretty simple. I've made this a couple times before, not in this particular pot, but in a different one, a ceramic coated cast iron pot. And it turned out pretty good. So, fingers crossed, we will we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I got about a pound of potatoes in the pot. see what else. I have my notes here. As well as the potatoes, it's going to take 1 cup of chicken broth. And I'm going to add that to the potatoes. Like that, right? Next up is getting the little chickens ready. So, first before I do that, let me cut up this lemon. This lemon, it said half a lemon for each bird. This is gonna This is going to fill that little bird up. So I'm going to do half of a half per bird, simply because they're small. So. Shove the old lemon in his backside. Not the most dignified thing to do, I guess. In addition to that, a little bit of rosemary. The recipe calls for rosemary sprigs. Unfortunately, where I live, getting fresh rosemary is difficult for some reason. I don't know why. So we're going to have to deal with that and just use some of the not the sprigs. And that one. And a little bit for you. Okay. Get a napkin. So once that's done, we're going to take some cooking twine and we're going to tie his legs together. We don't want them running away. Legs are tied. He's got a lemon in his cavity. So now we're going to, I have the oven already preheated 425. We're going to place the little guys, rearrange some of these potatoes a little bit. Place these little guys so and we're going to brush them with some minced garlic, some melted butter, and some olive oil. Welcome in, everybody. I haven't had a chance to catch up with the chat yet, so just bear with me real quick. If I haven't said hello, hello. So now we're going to brush them with the olive oil, butter, garlic mix. And then again on the other side. Once that's done, let's see, where am I? I have, there, that's done, that's done, that's done. Okay. So basically after that, I'm going to do a little bit of salt. Just a little bit. I'm not a huge salt person. Plus some of the other stuff I'm added to it already has salt in it. A little bit of pepper. And then for the seasoning, I'm using some of this Kinder's buttery garlic and herb. And we're going to sprinkle that on as well. like so. So other than that, these little guys are ready to go into the oven. This is kind of what we're looking at here. I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but looks pretty good to me. Like I said, oven's already preheated, 425. Throw on the lid and throw them in the oven. Right. So that's going to go in there for about 40 minutes. The last 10 minutes, I'm going to remove the lid and keep it in there so the skin can get a little crispier. And that's kind of where we're at right now. Like I said, we're doing it inside tonight. I just went outside a little bit ago and it was 114 degrees. Not really some weather I want to go stand outside in. So anyway, what do we got going on? Yep. Are we, can you guys, oh my gosh, can you guys hear me okay? I'm doing a different camera placement today, and I do have microphones, I'm not using them currently. But I mean, I can in the future. But I'm just not using them right now. So let me know. Okay, audio's good. Thank you, Nancy. Thank you. I wasn't sure. Like I said, normally, the last 4 or 5 times I've done it, it was outside, so it's a little bit different. I was kind of messing around with the camera placement and angles and setting up a shot kind of last night, and I wasn't really sure on how it would sound. So anyway, I appreciate y'all's feedback. Absolutely. Now the recipe that I have didn't call for these extra things, and I was going to add them. I did not, simply because I want to do it according to the recipe this time and see how it turns out, and if I want to add or subtract anything from it, I can do it later on down the road. But I was thinking about, I have this sun-dried tomato halves that I was going to add when I added the potatoes to the pot, and have those in there as well. I wasn't sure how it would affect it. It's going to add acidity to it, so I didn't want it to mess everything else up by adding these. I've had these for probably, I don't know, 3 weeks now, and I'm trying to figure out where what to put these in besides like tomato sauce or something. Anyway, if you guys have any ideas about what I should use these sun-dried organic halved tomatoes, please feel free to drop your suggestions in the comments for sure. And in addition to that, I was gonna maybe half an onion or quarter an onion and put those onion in there as well. But again, I didn't want to deviate too much from the recipe too much, so I left it out. I went strictly by what the recipe said. So I'm sure it's gonna be fine. I mean, these little chickens have a lemon in their butt, so what can go wrong? It depends on who you ask. If you ask the little chicken, he's gonna say, give you a different answer. And then again, as always, if any of you have any suggestions for what might be good for next week, I would be I'm open for any suggestions. Absolutely. I haven't checked the weather yet. It's probably going to be hot from now on until at least, I don't know, middle of September. Maybe first part of October. It's going to be 110 plus. So that being said, I will probably be indoors doing this Monday live stream from the kitchen rather than from fireside. So, and that's okay. It's a new something new for me to figure out, which I enjoy it. So. Anyway. Kind of put everything kind of back where it goes. Going back through the chat, you guys are cracking me up. dogs. These doggos. You guys want a treat for Loki? Come on. Come on. You guys are getting antsy. Come over here. Come on. Come over here and sit down. Come on. No, you don't want to sit over there. Well, you gotta sit. Sit. Good boy. Good boy. How about you, Loco? Come on. Loki, come over here. Come here. Loki, get up here. Come on. Come here, Loki. You gonna sit? Want your treats? Oh, okay. You're a good girl. You're a good girl, Loco. That's all you get, girlfriend. That's all you get. You only get the one treat. Loki's funny. She'll come in the kitchen and then she'll forget how to exit the kitchen, if that makes sense. She'll come in and she'll get her treat. You know, I give them treats the same spot every day. Like, this isn't anything new. They have to sit first. They have to be gentle when they take it from my hand. You know, just this. We have this routine. And I'll give her the treat, and she'll take it and hold it in her mouth or start eating it. And then when she's done, she'll like kind of just freeze in the middle of the floor and be like, "Oh crap! How do I get out of here?" And she's done that. She's done that since she was a puppy. So I mean, it's not any, you know, it's not because of old age or anything like that. It's funny because she like gets lost. She's like, "Oh wait, where am I again? How do I get out of here?" And then I have this tripod thing sitting in here too. So now they're both just like, "Oh crap, what's this thing?" But they are entertaining for sure. You're definitely entertaining. Yeah, that's true, Susie. She's always trying to figure out how to get another treat. If it was up to her, she would just eat treats all day. They probably get a couple, 2 or 3 a day. You know. They're good pets, so they deserve it. I don't really give them a lot of human food. Once in a while, maybe scrambled egg or something like that. But for the most part, they have just dog food and stuff. And then for dessert tonight, the after party, so to speak, the after party. I will be doing a lemon cake with lemon buttercream frosting. One of my favorites, and something I'm gonna take to the neighbors and share with them. I might do some cookies too, some sugar cookies, but I think once the chicken is all done and everything, I'll let the oven cool down a little bit and then do a cake, frost it, and all that good stuff. Yeah, Dan, I hear you. I've never, they've never had, what am I trying to say? They've never had a lot of human food to begin with, I guess. They've been basically pretty much on the same brand dog food their whole lives. And what I've noticed is that when I start switching up their diet or giving them things that they're not quite used to, it creates digestive troubles with them, so to speak. So every once in a while, and I don't want to make it seem like I'm neglecting these animals by any means. You know, you only get Purina and that's it. That's not the case, but it seems to make their doggy tummies happier when I kind of keep them on a stricter diet, perhaps. And Loki, in particular, man, if it was up to her, she would be 150 pounds. You know, she is food driven for sure. Thor, on the other hand, only eats kind of when he's hungry. Loki will, if you put it in front of her, she will eat and 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 swell up like a tick. So we try and keep her. I try and keep her in relative a shape that's other than round. She would be round if it was up to her. I also have some peaches again, so canned peaches again. So I might maybe, I don't know, maybe next week for dessert, I might do another peach cobbler in the Dutch oven. That turned out pretty good last time I did it. It's been probably a month or so since I did it last time, but it was a hit. Everybody liked it, so I haven't done it in a while. And again, it's super easy. It's three ingredients, and it's pretty straightforward. It's easy to make. Everybody likes it. So those are both wins in my book. Yeah. Y'all want to be my neighbors now? I don't know. How well do you deal with the high heat and low humidity? And yeah, high heat and low humidity. What I might do with this lemon too, now I'm thinking about it, I might use a little bit of this lemon rind when I do that the frosting later. Grate some of this onto it too, give it a little bit more lemon. That might be pretty good, actually. How smart I am. So, let's see, what other news do I got for you? Not a whole lot, actually. My life is pretty boring as far as that as far as that kind of stuff goes. I like it like that. Work is work. Work keeps me busy most of the time, and then by the time I get home, I like to relax and take care of the dogs and make some food, and it's pretty much my life right now, especially in the summertime. In the wintertime, I do a lot more stuff as far as outdoor activities go. A lot more hiking, kayak, stuff like that. But in the summertime, boy, it's brutal out there. So I tend to stay put for the most part. And on top of that, especially on the holiday weekends, here in particular, the population probably doubles from tourists with boats and whatnot coming to the lake and enjoying the lake and stuff like that. So 4th of July week this past weekend, it was crazy here in town. There's all kinds of folks towing boats and stuff like that I don't think they've ever towed a boat before in their life by the way they drive. Maybe I'm turning into the grumpy old man, but so on these busy holiday weekends, for sure, I try and lay low. If I need to go into town and do shopping or whatever like that, I'll try and take care of that stuff a couple days prior to the to the weekend. And that might be why I couldn't find any fresh rosemary at the store too. But everybody is probably grilling and they wanted rosemary for whatever they were barbecuing. I understand. I get it. I get it. Let's see. Yeah, it is brutal out here. The heat, at least. Price of gas is going down finally. Cheapest I saw here in town was the other day was $3.50 something for unleaded, which is still, it's pretty good. It's still high. I remember when I moved here years and years and years ago. It was crazy cheap out here. It was almost under $2 a gallon. It was like $2.09 or something like that a gallon years ago, like 5 to 6 years ago, not too far ago. I don't know if it'll ever get back down again like that low, but hopefully. Probably not. $3.70 in Michigan, yeah. And that's, the $3.70 it's not bad. I mean, it's better than it was a month and a half, 2 months ago. And it's funny because, $3.70 is expensive, but when you think about it, it's cheaper than it was. Yeah, $2.80, Nancy. Yeah, that's those are reasonable prices. I understand there's people got to make money and this and that, but I also think that some companies may be taking advantage of us. Let's just say. Which is sad, because they pretty much got us over a barrel, so to speak. And that's just the way it goes. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Okay. West Indy. Yeah. Let's see what else is going on. And if anybody's watching and they'd like to come up and say hello on the chat, they're more than welcome to come and say hello. Woody, hello, welcome. I think I was just saying, if anybody else is kind of watching and want to come up on the chat and say hi, you're more than welcome to. We're all nice here. We won't bite too hard. We won't bite you. Okay, guys, okay. I gotta let these dogs out real quick before they explode. Come on. Come on. Come on. All right, I'm back. Dogs wanted to stay outside, so okay. Give them a couple minutes. They'll be scratching at the door again. It's too hot. So according to the old timer here on the old oven, got about 8.5 minutes left before I'm gonna pull it out and check and see what's going on. Like I said, the last 10-15 minutes I will do with the lid off. Then I will throw a thermometer in there as well, and into the little chickens, kind of see where we're at with the temperature. But we're getting kind of close here. Should be, at least. Should be getting close. As you may or may not know, I'm a collector of cookbooks. The older the better, generally. I tend to lean towards grandma's recipes, so to speak. But I do have a cookbook here that's not old. I don't know when it was made. It's probably, I don't know, let's see. When were you written? 2018, so not too old. But anyway, it's called the Camp Out Cookbook. And I've been thumbing through this thing quite a bit. And it has a lot of, it's not so much a cookbook as much as it's, it has a bunch of recipes. But it also has just a lot of like nifty ideas Um, and some of the ideas are kind of funny. But it's kind of cool, you know. This would be definitely something that I would put with my camping gear to bring along. You know, for instance, this one right here is, you know, it's making suggestions about, you know, after the dishes are done, after dinner's done, and you're sitting around the campfire, and it's it's giving suggestions on what songs to sing around the campfire. You know, you know, do your ears hang low? That's a good one. Home on the Range. That is also a good one. Moonshadow. Solid suggestion. It's funny, and then like there's one right here. It's 99 ways and counting to use a thermos. You can use a thermos to hold your car keys, or as a drum, or to put your put your valuables in. A time capsule. To soak beans in if you're going to making beans. Like I said, it's pretty. This book is pretty interesting. There are some really good recipes in it. It's just it's just funny because they make a lot of suggestions about stuff that's other than cooking, but like if you were camping, which is pretty neat. I gotta let the dogs in. Hold on. Too hot out? Too hot for the doggos? Are you covered in leaves? Move. Why are you covered in leaves, Loco? Anyway, I thought I would share that with you guys. This funny cookbook that I got. It is pretty interesting. It smells amazing. We got about a minute left. I'm going to let the timer run out. Once it beeps, I will pull it out, probe it, and see kind of what temperature we're running. And if it needs to go back in for a little bit longer, then I'll put it back in. And if it's kind of right where I need it to be, then I will take the lid off and then put it back in. So. And we will see here in a minute. And I'm using just a digital thermometer. I like using this thing, it's pretty accurate. I use it for a lot of cooking stuff, so. Let's see what we're doing here. Oh, brother. Those are looking good, good. I'm getting about 141. So we got 147 there. We are getting really close. I'm going to cover it back up. I would say probably another 10 minutes covered, and then probably another 10 minutes uncovered. That would be my guess. That would be my guess. Again, welcome in anybody that I haven't said hello to. I'm sorry, I'm kind of lagging on the chat a little bit. I'm not ignoring you. What's cooking? Georgia, we are doing game hens in the Dutch oven. Potatoes and game hens. They are just about ready to come out. Well, maybe not ready to come out. They got another 9.5 minutes, I'm going to pull off the lid and then probably another 10 minutes or so to brown up, make the skin kind of crispy, and they should be ready to go. That's the plan. That is the plan. Crazy dogs. Yeah. We aim to please, Danny. And like I said, this is something that can totally be done at the campsite. The recipe also, suggests that if you're going to do, you don't have to necessarily have to do this in an oven. You can do it over a fire. The cook time and stuff's a little different, but it's basically throw everything in a pot and cook it. So it's I'm down with that for sure. I generally when I cook, for myself or whatever, in general, I don't know how it happens, but I end up dirtying every pot and pan that I own, making one meal. I don't know what I'm doing. So when I can find something that when I can find something that I can make in one pot, I'm okay with that. I like that. That makes it easy. Plus, like I said, you can transfer this to outdoors as well. So hopefully, I can inspire some of you to maybe make this, while you're camping or while you're RVing or whatever, or in your own backyard, or in your own kitchen. The wintertime, I like to make chili a lot. Years and years ago, before I moved here, I had a group of us friends. There was probably 10 of us, and we would go to a football game, one game a year, and it was generally about the same time of year, and we'd tailgate and do all that stuff. And it was the annual chili cook-off. And one year in particular, I won the first place prize for my chili, which I'm pretty proud of. I didn't win anything other than, I think the prize was 1 cent, just a single penny. Outside of the 10 of us that went, there was other groups of friends that would also meet there. So there was probably 30 or 40 people that would all kind of park together, and we'd all hang out and have this cook-off and whatever. And other people were cooking other things, barbecuing and stuff like that. But this year, or that year in particular, I was the winner, and I was pretty excited. So I'm proud to say that I've won a chili cook-off once in my life, and I've had several different people ask me for my recipe, and you can ask, but I'm not giving it up. But anyway, what I was saying is, in the wintertime, colder months, let's say, I like to do chili in a crock pot, or even in a Dutch oven. Cornbread, the whole 9 yards. I do a lot more slow cooking my crock pot stuff in the wintertime. Summertime, or the warmer months, I tend to do a little bit more barbecuing and grilling. But once the weather starts cooling down again in another probably 3 months or so, I'll be doing stuff like that. Pulled pork and chili, roasts, cornbread and cabbage, stuff like that. Something where I can prep it, start it in the morning, go to work, and then when I get home in the afternoon, I'll have dinners ready. I like that. So, but for right now, it's I'm trying to keep my air conditioning bill semi in check, and running the oven for hours inside doesn't help. doesn't help my electric bill, because this time of year the electric bill is it can get away from you if you let it, and unfortunately there's no way around it. If it's 115 degrees outside, you have to have your air conditioning on. So that's just the price I pay for 500 consecutive days of sunshine. So 10 minutes have gone by. I'm going to take this back out. Oh. Try not to burn myself. try not to burn myself. And what do you got? 154, 58, 56, 62, 53. Okay. They are cooked. I'm going to leave the lid off, put them back in for another 10 minutes, let them brown up a little bit, and we should be ready to go. Let's see what these potatoes are nice and soft. Yep. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And this is kind of what we're looking at. I don't know if you can see it or not, but how well the lighting is. But they are looking pretty good. It smells amazing. It smells really good. And we'll do 12 minutes. Let those guys get a little crispy. We'll see where it goes from there. And as always, if you have any suggestions for next week, like I said, I haven't checked the weather. Excuse me. I haven't checked the weather, but I'm assuming it's going to be hot. If it's 105 or so, I'll probably barbecue. If it's 110 plus, I'll be inside. I like the heat. I just don't like it that much. There's a certain level where it's just like it's stupid hot outside. When you go outside, it feels like you're opening the oven, and the hot air of the oven hits your face. That's what it feels like when you go outside. It's different. So anyway, that being said, if anybody has any suggestions of what the menu should be for next week, I would love to hear. Pasta, Nancy, I'm not a huge pasta guy. I do like pasta. If I were going to do pasta or something like that, I might do like lasagna or stuffed shells, perhaps. Maybe something like that, which actually that might be a pretty good idea. There's a couple recipes that I'm thinking of right off the bat that I could probably do next week. But if it's just, I'm not just like a huge spaghetti kind of guy. Nothing against spaghetti. If I were going to do a pasta dish, it would be it would be something along those lines of lasagna or stuffed shells, or some kind, maybe some kind of a bake. We'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I'm open for anything. Leave those in the comments. I will probably post something on my page probably tonight, to where if you have any suggestions, you can drop your comments there. Over the next week, and I will read those and kind of see where we're headed. But yeah, no, pasta dinner might be pretty good. Garlic bread, whole 9 yards. Yeah, I'm thinking that's a pretty good idea, actually. Yeah, right. Those dried tomatoes for sure. Paula, welcome. Again, if I've missed anybody in the chat, I apologize. I'm trying to read it. The setup tonight's a little different for me, so I'm trying to adjust a little bit. But I think it's working out pretty good. I got a different tripod now, so it's not just the little 3-legged guy. This is the one that I was using before, and as you can see, it's very short. So I've upgraded my my tripod game a little bit. Still not exactly quite what I want it to be, but I'm figuring it out, and that's all I can do. Stuffed bell peppers, yeah. Yep. Cabbage too. Yeah, no, these are all really good ideas. Alfredo chicken. Yeah. Broccoli Alfredo chicken. Yeah. Susie, these are all very solid suggestions for sure. Man, if I could blow that aroma through the camera, just envision baked chicken with garlic and herbs and rosemary. You'll kind of envision on what I'm experiencing right now. It smells freaking amazing. It smells amazing. And again, just like those shish kebabs last week, smells amazing. And I want to just take this thing out of the oven and grab a fork and just dive into it. And I know if I do that, I'm gonna burn myself so bad. So it's like letting it rest and wait is probably the toughest part of this whole thing. Yeah. It's like when you're making cookies, you make the cookies, you take them out, you put them on the counter so they can cool. And the first thing you want to do is run over there and grab one. And I do, everybody does, but you gotta let it wait. It's got about 3.5 minutes left on it, or so, and I'll check it again and see where we're at. But I have a feeling that that is going to be the final and where we end up. I didn't make any other sides with this tonight. I didn't do any greens. The only vegetables I got are the potatoes that are in it. I might make I might make some greens now that I think about it, or some corn or something like that. Maybe I don't know. I try and pick different colored vegetables, green vegetables or red vegetables, whatever. But I will make that determination in a little bit. Plus, I got to make this cake too. Got to make the cake. I got some neighbors that I know they love cake and cookies, and pretty much anything I bring over there. But I would. I'm going to bring them over a lemon cake. I'm sure they're going to love it. Minus one piece for me. I'll take one piece, but the rest of it, it's all theirs. Yeah, they smoke stuff for hours and hours and hours, and yeah, exactly. It's hard. You got to have self-control, I guess. As far as I know, everybody around here doesn't smoke or barbecue as much, so I'm kind of the neighborhood barbecue place, I guess. And that's fine. I don't mind one bit. If I can help somebody, have a good meal, some barbecue, shoot. What kind of person would I be to deny somebody that? Keep it all to myself. I'd rather share it. I would rather share it. Oops, if you turn it on. Yeah. Well, I think we are, I think we're about done. going to take that off of there. Come in here for a closer inspection. These little chickens are looking freaking awesome. Like I said, they smell amazing. I appreciate everybody coming in and watching tonight. I know the format's a little different than normal, but I assume you'd rather not see me sweating my butt off outside cooking. So, again, I appreciate everybody coming in. I appreciate all the likes. I appreciate all of this support from everybody. You guys have been such a blessing in my life, as far as helping me get my feet under me as far as this YouTube thing goes. And I truly do appreciate it. If I could make you all some barbecue or some baked chicken one time, I would be more than happy to do that for you. Anyway, that being said, I appreciate it. Thank you everybody for coming in, and as always, tell the ones that you love them. It's very important. Have a good night. Have a great week. And I'll see you next week. Thanks again.